Wow, just wow. This is pretty shocking news. Good shocking news coming from Faraday Future. Not only they're getting rid of their CEO, which was pretty much the reason for all of their problems and trouble and so forth, they're hiring one of the few people in the world who can turn this company around. Somebody who is led an electric program within the legacy manufacturer, and it's considered to be one of the most successful ones out there. Someone who has founded and led an electric car startup to a pre-production stage successfully. Someone who has a great reputation in electric car and in auto manufacturing community, and someone who can raise money with venture capitalists, and not just only in China or in America or whatever, but around the world. They found that person and they hired him. You guys seen him on my show a few times. I'll tell you who he is, because this can really turn this brand around. So I'll tell you who he is, and let's talk about what I think he's gonna do moving forward. Taking over the world, electrifying the world, Welcome to E4Electric, your #1 source of unbiased electric car news. If this is your first time here, go ahead and click on that subscribe button down there so you don't miss anything moving forward. All right, without further ado, the new CEO of Faraday Future is Carsten Breinfeld. The reason, well, actually, this is their press picture. I have a better picture, I think. Right here. So as you probably remember, he was a CEO and founder of Byton. He unfortunately left the brand earlier this year. He joined Iconic very briefly, and now he was hired as a CEO of Faraday Future, global CEO. And he was also the VP, senior VP of basically in charge of the I program at BMW. He's responsible for bringing i8 to production, and it's considered to be pretty much one of the biggest success stories of the legacy manufacturers as far as electrification is concerned. And that car is still pretty much, the whole program has not really moved that far for BMW since he left. And you know, Faraday Future is almost dead. And I've always said that unless they change out their CEO, which I never thought they would, this company would die. But not only last week, and that's right, this is the second video that I'm making about the brand within the last 10 days. Last week they announced that YT, their previous CEO, was going to leave. He's actually not leaving, he's stepping down. He's going to be in charge of the technology and stuff that he actually looks like has done very well. So he knows stuff that he just can't run a company or manage money. And so that's a two-step process, right? Get rid of the previous CEO and get the new one who can actually do it. And I think Carsten can. Let me play you a clip of Carsten talking to me. I think this was during the Lay Auto show, his vision for the manufacturing and why I think his experience from the legacy manufacturer is even more valuable than someone who's kind of trying to reinvent the wheel like Tesla, and also just about his general view about adoption of the electric car. So here we go.
How do you see just overall fighting the stigma, I guess, that electric cars still have, where people, not ready to adopt them in many cases, or a little afraid of them, or just don't know enough about it? How do you think Byton can in some ways change that?
I think the time that people are afraid of electric cars, they are over. Tesla did a really great job in this area, establishing a premium brand for electric cars.
You sure? Have you been to Texas lately?
Okay, there are some things happen all the time.
A little bit of work to do still, yeah.
It's a little bit of work to do, but in general, no one will doubt that an electric car can be something exciting.
How can you maybe learn some lessons, and not just from Tesla, from other manufacturers, and maybe bypass some of the production issues, especially this being your very first car?
With all respect, and don't get me wrong, but I don't have to take lessons to learn anything from Tesla or others when it comes to production. After my 20 years of experience from one of the most premium OEM car companies of the world, I really know how to produce cars in volume. The lesson which you can learn from looking to other startup companies: don't try to reinvent what is working well today in automotive industry. Don't try to reinvent the car. If you try to reinvent manufacturing processes for cars, which reached a very high level of maturity today after 130 years of this industry, it's not surprisingly that you will fail.
Yeah, I think this is one of the my most favorite answers that he's ever given me, because I was kind of trying to suggest that, you know, Tesla was the leader in innovation for manufacturing. He kind of shut me down saying that's not the thing that you need to innovate. So, and this is what he's going to have to do. He's going to have to bring Faraday Future, the FF91, and hopefully other models to production, and to make sure that the manufacturing facilities are ready to go, and deal with vendors and so forth, while building a new team. And I think he's going to do well. Now, let's talk about how wrong I was about this, and also what he needs to do moving forward, and what his experience that he's had, how it's going to really help Faraday Future. It's almost like a perfect storm. Before that, of course, a quick reminder that this video on this channel is sponsored by Karsten's former company, Byton. Check out their all-electric SUV coming to the market in the next couple of years to Europe, to the United States, starting at only $45,000. That's before the incentives, but it is $0 to reserve one. So go to the description of this video. There's a link there, and you can spend about, I don't know, 60 seconds of your time to reserve your Byton today. All right, so I was wrong. And to be honest with you, this is one of those rare times that I'm very happy to be wrong, because this seems like we're going to have another electric car, an electric car brand on the market. Now, it's not a done deal. You know, the work is definitely cut out for him. And now let me give you a quick quote also in terms of what's going to be happening with the previous CEO. That I said he's not really stepping down, but here's a quote from Karsten. It says, "One of the main reasons I joined the Faraday Future was YT, the previous CEO, and his vision for how the mobility ecosystem will transform the industry." So on one hand, I hope he's kidding here, because but secondly, it does look like himself and a few other people respect what YT has done in terms of the technology for the car itself. Not how he ran the company. Obviously, that was the disaster. Now, he's also going to be, YT is also going to be repaying a lot of his debt. I believe he already repaid like $3 billion in China, where he was blacklisted for doing stuff like that. But Karsten is going to have to fix that. And, you know, I believe that Evergrande might just come back. Don't forget, Evergrande already invested $800 million out of the $2 billion that they were going to commit. And because YT spent it too fast, and all of it, Evergrande said, we're not going to give you any more money. But now with Karsten behind the wheel, I can see how they can commit maybe not the full, the rest of the amount, but I can see how they can commit maybe half of that. And that's a lot. And I also see Karsten going to some of the previous investors that he worked with or had conversations with, and maybe it wasn't the right fit with Byton or Iconic, but would be a right fit for Faraday Future. Same thing with employees. I can see him hiring people who would have never ever wanted to work for Faraday Future before, but now that Karsten's in charge, will be like, hey, you know what, this could be a great thing for my career, and, you know, one of the last chances to start something from almost scratch and succeed at it. So I think that's his biggest power, and I think that he's going to be able to do that. Again, it's not a done deal. I would still, and you know, for Karsten, it's also, I feel like it's I don't want to say last shot, but he really needs to make this work, because don't forget, he did leave 2 companies as a CEO in less than a year. So this needs to work for him. His reputation is on the line as well, but I think he will definitely do better job than anybody else who I know. I even think if Elon Musk would have taken Faraday Future over, that probably wouldn't even be as good of a move as hiring Karsten. So I'm excited for him. I'm cautiously optimistic. Don't get me wrong. I'm cautiously optimistic, but I'm also interested to know, what do you guys think? Do you, especially those of you who kind of just completely, you know, turn your heads away from the brand, do you think this may work for you? Do you think now that Karsten's in charge, do you believe that he can turn the company around, and you might look at the company from the new light? Let me know in the comment section, and while you're there, check out the link to our sign up page for our VIP list, where we send you a bonus article every Saturday. We have an awesome writer, AJ, that writes for our website, e4electric.com. But this is the bonus article that we send that you won't see covered on the channel or on the website. So go and sign up. There's a link in the description of this video. And also you can just go to e4electric.com/VIP. All right, looking forward to your comments. Other than that, see you next time. And remember to stay charged.